I'm Shaun Tilburg, principal percussionist of the Phoenix Symphony, and this is the third in a series of videos covering standard orchestral repertoire for the snare drum. Today I'm going to talk about Shostakovich Symphony No. 10. Now, while the entire part is up for grabs in an audition, and you should know it all very well, more often than not they're going to ask second movement, rehearsal 98 to the end, so that'll be the focus today. Now, this one has a real tendency to get wild. There's a lot of notes, it's fast, there's rolls and accents, and we tend to get a little wild, or we get a little too loud too soon. So we don't want to shave rests, we don't want to overdo ourselves in the dynamics, we don't want to compress sixteenths, and we want smooth transitions in and out of the rolls. There's a lot going on here. Before we even touch the excerpt itself, we need hundreds and hundreds of hours of just hand-to-hand action. Hopefully this is part of your daily routine. I suggest a towel, keep the snares off, save your ears, plus you can hear more of the tone of the drum with the snares off. Get a mirror and just be really critical of yourself and check that you have no, slight half-inch lower in this hand or a little more arm in this hand. We want as even as possible. You're always just checking your heights and listening with your ear. So let's assume we've done all of the time we need for that. We feel good about our hand-to-hand. We're ready to get into the excerpt itself. For tempo, he's marked this clearly, quarter note equals 176. It's a good tempo. You could maybe take 2 beats off and no one's going to care. I would not go any faster than 176. You're just going to lose control. It's really hard to listen to, even if you're nailing it. So, at 176, we have a couple of challenges. One, these rolls. I've seen the rolls done metered with 16th notes, and I've seen them done really well. I personally can't do it, and I know 95% of people cannot. So if you can, it's great. You keep the same meter the whole way through. Good for you. I like to meter my rolls with triplets. I also can get a bit louder with the rolls, like in the very end, let them open up that way. Now, the difficulty is we have to be very good at transitioning directly from 16ths into triplets. No funny business. So, to that end, I have a really good exercise called Shosti Rolls in my book, The Regimen. So the Regimen I made as a collection of daily warm-up material across a broad range of techniques I think you should have in your daily routine. Flams and rolls and soft playing and multi-strokes and so on. So in my rolls section we have Shosti Rolls. The top tempo is marked 176, which is our Shosti tempo. I'm maybe going to start a little slower and then speed up as I get comfortable. I'll just do this, 5-6 times a day as part of my daily warm-up when I know I'm going to be hitting Shostakovich 10. Now, another maybe less obvious technique that we need to be really comfortable with are inverted accent taps. Inverted accents, basically. So if you look at this second line, we have this bit. Right? So my right hand, my strong hand, is going. And at 176, this becomes a little more challenging to keep it really consistent and really clean, especially coming out of these triplet-based rolls. So one exercise I have for that is my inverts exercise number 1. This is a really simple, just snapshot of this specific technique. Run that a few times as part of my warm-up as well. Now that we've thoroughly worked our roll transitions and our hand-to-hand single strokes and this inverted pattern, we can look at the specific pitfalls of the timing in this thing. So the first 3 bars right out of the gate are very dangerous, and a lot of people fudge these, so we want no tripletizing of this figure. Tick-a-dat, tick-a-dat, tick-a-dat. If we had those beats to start with, it'd be very easy. So first thing I like to do, put that beat in, maybe on the rim. Just make sure I'm not at all spreading those or opening those into a triplet. I'm also going to cut this forte down to a very conservative mezzo forte. I've got many lines to go, lots of crescendi, and I'm going to end as loud as possible without destroying the drum. So I need to give myself that space. Besides that, you start getting into the second and third to last line, and you have these. A lot of times I hear something like, and we rush and we spaz out towards the end of those crescendi. So you really want to square those off. Always making sure it's square and militaristic. I think that's the best advice I can give for this. My main point would be put your time in on the hand-to-hand stuff, put your time in on getting in and out of the rolls, and then get to the excerpt and try to find your pacing for this giant crescendo and do a lot of metronome work to make sure you're not cheating these rests. Thanks for tuning in, and good luck with your Shostakovich 10.